Hello there, I'm back in North Wales. I'm going through the Conwy Valley, which is where I'm from actually, but I still have family here, so I come back on a regular basis. This time I'm going through the Conwy Valley on my way to Llandudno. Right, we're in the Llanrwst 20 mile an hour speed limit, just coming over the railway bridge, heading down towards the bridge, and we're just doing 21, 22 on the speedometer. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. Now we're just going past the famous Llanrwst Bridge, built in about 1630 something, and it's quite interesting just to watch people go over, then having to reverse back again because there's people coming the other direction. Beautiful bridge, but quite a challenge. Now, just off the coast of Llandudno, you've got these windmills out in the sea. Now, I know what you're thinking. Windmills out in the sea? You're going to photograph them? Most of the time, you haven't got a choice about what you photograph. You're just photographing whatever your customer wants you to photograph. Now, this is not for a job, it's just for this YouTube video, but any structure out in the sea is an interesting subject in my book. And these things are quite majestic, so let's go and have a look at them. Right, we're in the middle of Llandudno, and it's an old Victorian seaside town. Absolutely beautiful. Got the Great Orme straight ahead. We're going to turn right towards the sea, and then we're going to have a little walk around because this morning is absolutely idyllic. Well, I could stay here all morning and just drink coffee, but I've got to go and find those windmills. I can see they're a little bit further east than Llandudno, so I'm going to go on to a little place called Rhos-on-Sea, which is just over. So we've got the Great Orme behind us, we've got the Little Orme ahead of us, we've got to go over the Little Orme onto the other side, and I'll be able to get a better view of those windmills. Yeah, got to go to work. Okay, so I actually want to go into Rhos-on-Sea, turn around, come back so I'm facing the right way so that my right hand side door opens out onto the sea. Well, here we are, we've arrived. I think this is a good spot. Okay, I'm making my way down to the sea, see what we can see. Now, I know the tide is out till about 2:30 and then it starts coming back in again. Okay, so I've got a 70 to 200 millimeter lens. I've got a ×2 teleconverter, and I think I can get quite close to them, but they are 8 to 12 miles, would you believe, offshore. So they're quite a way away, and all this haze on the mountains or on the hills, it's not helping. So yeah, might have to come back when the conditions are a little bit better. We'll see. So I'm back in the camper van. It was a little bit misty out there. It wasn't perfect. And that's the beauty of having this camper van. You've got a mobile studio with you everywhere. You can come back here, have a look. It's been really useful, especially a few months ago I was in the Outer Hebrides. I was there for 2 weeks. I was able to have a look at everything and start editing pictures. It gives you a really good idea of what's going on. Working out well this time because tomorrow looks better, because I've had a look at the weather forecast and I'm quite optimistic. Certainly in the afternoon, there might be a bit of fog in the morning, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now I've come outside of Llandudno because parking overnight in Llandudno is virtually impossible. There's no overnight parking signs everywhere. I found a little car park outside of Llandudno on Park for Night, and this is perfect because there's other camper vans here, which always gives me a nice warm feeling. Also gives me the chance to test out this little infrared panel, this infrared heater panel. It's only 140 watts. The temperature's going to drop overnight to about 4 degrees outside, so it'd be very interesting to see how this will cope. I'll switch it on in the morning. Right now it's nice. It's about 10 or 11 degrees outside, but I've got a little thermometer here and it's telling me it's 17 degrees, 17 and a half. It's not bad. I feel okay. I'm going to turn in a minute, so I'll be fine till the morning. Just having a look at some pictures that I took. I took some pictures anyway, and they're not bad, which is very promising for tomorrow. I think I can do a lot better tomorrow. So have a look at these. This is one I took with a faster shutter speed, so I've frozen everything. The windmills were turning. And then this other one where I flattened the sea, and that's my favourite, I think. Yeah, it looks, I like that, and I'm going to try and do that tomorrow. But hopefully tomorrow it will be better conditions. We'll see. Now, whilst we're here, I thought I'd have a look at this camera. Or show you this camera rather. It's a Nikon C7. It's got the 70 to 200 mm lens, S-type lens, which is fantastic. I love it. But you've got the ×2 teleconverter, which gives me a reach of 400 mm, a focal length of 400 mm, which is ample for this. Pictures I took today were around about 330 mm, and I can go up to 400 mm if I want to tomorrow. This ×2 teleconverter really won't make any difference, I don't think, to the image, because I'll be shooting at f11 and above. Let me know in the comments if you think differently. I'd love to hear what you know. But yeah, this should be good tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, so I've just switched on the infrared panel and it's drawing 138 watts. I'll give it half an hour and yeah. Okay, 12.6. Time to get up, I think. And I should be quite pleasant in front of this panel. It's lovely warm air coming off of it.
I can still do it all in camera, but this makes a lot of sense because you go to 30 seconds and 60 seconds and 2 minutes and 4, 8, I think up to 16 minutes just by turning the dial. I mean, why aren't all cameras like that? It's ridiculous.
Good morning. It's a bit foggy out there, but the conditions later on apparently are going to be perfect. So I've got all day. I've got food in the fridge. I've got tea and coffee. What could possibly go wrong? How did the infrared panel work overnight? Well, fine. The temperature apparently got down to 5 degrees overnight, but it was 9 degrees in here, as you saw. Now it's just over 16 degrees, which is quite pleasant. So yeah, thumbs up. However, probably won't work in freezing conditions. You probably need a little bit more. And if you've got a bigger van, you need a bigger panel. This is a 140 watt panel, infrared panel. Works fine for here. But yeah, if you've got a bigger van, you probably need a bigger panel. So let's get back to Ross-on-Sea. See the windmills. So I hung around, had a bit of lunch, and then ventured down towards the sea. Well, here we are. It's the afternoon and no wind, which means that the windmills are not turning. I'm heading along the beach. Hopefully I won't trip over. Well, finally the sun is out. Look at this place, it's fantastic. Right, so I'm getting these shots of a corridor of windmills going into the distance. And I think these windmills are about 300 meters apart as you go away from them. Still a little bit hazy, so I put a polarizer on the lens. And I'm just getting a few shots, including this lovely blue sea. It really is nice to see. But I'm also getting the waves, these tiny little waves as they crash in onto the shoreline. So even though these windmills are about, well, these early ones here are about 6 miles away, I'm still getting the shoreline. But I'm at about 350 millimeters focal length. So I'm compressing the scene and those windmills are looking a lot closer. And yeah, I love it. lovely light on these windmills, and you've got this dark grey cloud on the other side, which is ideal. So if that was, you know, very light coloured sky, the windmills wouldn't stand out as much. So that's perfect. The other thing I've done is I've attached the remote control onto the camera. So I've got the remote in my hand, don't have to touch the camera. But look at this place, it's a bit like the moon. Only where the rocks are, of course, but you've got some lovely sand as well, I've just shown you. Actually, this place reminds me more of Mars rather than the moon, all these rocks. And just see opportunity now, just driving along, coming up behind me. Maybe. Well, the windmills were not turning. They were not playing ball. Then somebody wanted to play ball. And then the windmills, some of them, started to turn. Got back to my camera, put a 10-stop filter on. That gave me a 30-second shutter speed to flatten out the sea and eke out that beautiful blue colour that I can see. Then I put a 6-stop filter on. And that gave me a half-second shutter speed, just to stop those turning windmills and give me that fan effect. Then I merge the two together and I have this surreal image. But more importantly, it brings out all these lovely pastel colours that I can see in this scene. Wow, this is quite a place. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, why not like and subscribe? But till next week, bye for now.